Hi, everybody, and welcome to this live stream. Um, if you're joining, I have just completed a wonderful week with an amazing group of Dirty Pot fans. We've had a coaching week, and this video now is to show you a little bit behind the scenes about the Dirty Pot Club, because I've opened it up for new members. It's a fantastic way of really getting a foundation in eco printing, working in an environmentally mindful and health conscious way without traditional powdered mordants. And you might be asking yourself if it's the learning experience for you. So what I thought I would do, I don't have any fancy things prepared aside from some wonderful images of work made by current members of the club. And I can tell you a little bit about what we do in the club. I can do a screen share and show you a small bit of inside the club and also into the Facebook group. So what I would like to say, for those who don't know me, my name is Nicola Brown. I am a textile artist living and working in rural Ireland. And for the last number of years, maybe 15 or 20 years, I have really been interested in sustainability, and I like working in a health conscious and environmentally mindful way. So I'm always looking for ways to upcycle things, to combine my passions for foraging and, growing plants and transforming textiles. And for me, printing in the Dirty Pot without traditional powdered mordants is the way to go. Now, if you have not been on a live stream with me before, usually I have my trusty right-hand woman, Shauna, helping me in the background, but she's actually in Australia at the moment, working hard, and it's early in the morning for her. So I'm here by myself. So I'll take you through a few things, but if you have a question about the club, if you are wondering if the club is the one for you, please just ask your question by leaving a comment on YouTube or Facebook. And if you're watching this on Instagram, I'm not actually sure if I'm going to be able to see your comments while I'm live streaming, because I only have one screen here, but I will have a quick look afterwards before I sign off to see are there any questions. And if you have a comment on Instagram, I'm going to upload the recording to my feed on Instagram afterwards. You can ask the question afterwards. But it is important to say that registration for the club is open until tomorrow night. And I should have, I'll just write this. Sorry, this is really live. I've just come back from a long drive. So tomorrow evening, registration is going to close at 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And it will not open again until the end of the summer at the earliest. So if you're interested in a learning experience with me, where unlike a course, you have ongoing help, support from me, access to a wonderful community, and learning experience, this is it. So I think I'll just kick off and show you some images from people who are current club members, some of the beautiful work they have created. So here we go. And this is the most gorgeous bag. And this is made by Karen Young. Karen lives in Florida, and she has her access to vegetation, the leaves print differently than they do for me. And this is a felt bag printed with mixed eucalyptus leaves. And I just love the shades she has in this piece. And that's the back of the bag. And then recently, Karen has been doing some experimenting. In the club, we have all sorts of step-by-step video tutorials and lessons. I'll show you around that in a minute, the library of content. But Karen has been doing some experimenting on cellulose fabric using soy as a binder. So often people wonder when they are working without traditional powdered mordants, can you get good prints on cellulose fabric, and can you get colorful prints? And you can. It just really depends on the vegetation and how you prepare the fabric. Then this is Leanne, or Lee Bun. This is a really cute little purse that she made. And those are some of her favorite eucalyptus leaves there on that. And then there's some other vegetation there. But I just think that's really cute. I had myself, I'm getting better at sewing, but I got some purse tops like those before, and for love nor money, I couldn't sew them up. So great for Leanne. Then somebody who joined the Dirty Pot Club and had never eco-printed before is Miriam. And Miriam has done some amazing prints over the last 8 weeks. So these here are blackberry leaves, and I think they're just absolutely beautiful. But something that I was amazed at that Miriam tried in her second printing session was this jumper. Now it looks, it's not the clearest image here, but this jumper is amazing. This is a hand knitted jumper. It looks spectacular on her, and that's the back of the jumper. And I just love that. And at one of our calls yesterday during coaching week, Miriam had a different piece on that had been in her wardrobe. She had had the jumper about 20 years. It was a beautiful wool knit, and it came in and then it went out a little bit. It was shaped, and she had printed that as well, and it was fantastic. In this case, this one is here just out of the pot. And here are some prints of blackberry again on cellulose fabric. Now, Miriam had never ever eco-printed until the beginning of February. She joined the club and she's been a really valued member, which is fantastic so far. So I'll show you some more photos of wonderful work by members in a minute, but I'm going to try and share my screen. So please bear with me because I'm not so familiar with doing this. What I wanted to do was just show you into the actual library and the sort of content that we have there. You know, I don't want to push anybody to join to work with me, but if you are interested in achieving crisp and colorful prints, as well as abstract prints in an environmentally mindful way, a sustainable way, this process is wonderful. So you might be a gardener wanting to do something with your vegetation. You might be interested in upcycling. For example, I'm wearing a sweater that I upcycled, and I added then some naturally dyed fabric at the bottom to extend the sleeves because I'm tall. So there's something for everybody here, coming in from different from different angles. You know, maybe you are homeschooling and you want something that involves nature and art and sustainability that you want to share with your children. So when you join the club, there is something called a roadmap for success. So I'll just share this here. I'm not sure that you're going to see it very clearly on Instagram, but this just avoids any confusion. This roadmap for success has proved a big hit with club members since I implemented it. This is relatively new, and what it does is it means that when you join the club, you can identify which stage you are currently at. For example, if you have never printed before, you would be at the foundation stage #1. And I just give you action steps that you can do. And then when you have done those successfully and you're confident, then you can move on to the next stage. And this just gives everybody a framework. There's no obligation. You know, we're all adults in the club. There's no obligation to actually follow the roadmap for success. But if you do, one thing builds onto the other, and you will definitely progress quicker through all the lessons. And then when I talk about the lessons, I'll just show you here. So on the left-hand side of the screen here, there are folders. So if I click on the little arrow beside the foundations of eco printing in the dirty pot, you can see here everything that is in this very extensive section about the foundations of eco printing. So when I look at these, many of them have little arrows beside them, and those are all videos, but there also are some lessons that are texts, and then there are checklists, etc., etc. So that would be one section. Then once people have had several successful eco-printing sessions, they're always wondering about, working with bigger pieces and adjusting the pot liquid and how to achieve different effects, etc., etc. Eco-printing on cellulose fabric, eco-printing clothing. So when you're working with garments, you might, you want to know different ways of folding the garments. So these are the sort of things that are all in the club library. So not only do you have access to me for coaching sessions via Zoom each month, and also a live Q&A session via Zoom, you have got this really, really extensive library and a private Facebook group. And for people living in different time zones, we alternate the time of the meeting. At one stage, it's early in the morning. The next time there's a meeting, it will be later in the day or the next month. So people in different time zones will always have the opportunity to join some of the live streams with me, but recordings go into the library. There's no necessity to be online at the same time as me. And then every quarter we have a really, really fun hands-on day where there are more live streams during the day, and we all work on the same project at the same time. And that's really, really good fun. I'm just going to see, can I share the Facebook group for a second? And please bear with me if you're here, because I'm not the best at sharing my screen. Okay, here we go. So this is just in the Dirty Pot Club Facebook group, just to give you a little indication of what it's like. So obviously when people post things, they go up. Tammy, for example, has a recommendation for a wool blanket that she's found at a really amazing price. Louise, this beautiful garment was from her first session. Helga always looks fabulous. Julie's been planting eucalyptus trees, and on it goes. So you can see it's a nice, lively, active group. And this piece here was actually from Louise's very first time eco-printing as well. And it's just wonderful, I think. Following on from Coaching Week, we have some new members from totally different parts of the world: Finland, Fiji, North America, South America. So it's going to be really, really wonderful getting to know everybody and seeing the different vegetation in different areas that prints very well. Something that's a bonus for people who join the club, I have a mini course or a mini workshop, let's say, and I take you through step by step through the stages necessary or what I did to eco-print this long silk dress with beads and lace. And I have to say, I'm absolutely ecstatic because the dress fits me perfectly. All I need now is an occasion to wear it. So people are often concerned, how would you print delicate fabric? And that is another little bonus for anybody who decides they might like to join the club. And I'll just share these images here of Helga's work, which is very beautiful. I think this is actually a cashmere top. Helga's marvelous at finding great thrift store clothing items to upcycle. A silk top. But this is something that we had a challenge before or a workshop, and people This was in the Eco Print and Wet Felt Club, but we're having these sort of training days in the Dirty Pot Club now. The Eco Print and Wet Felt Club is getting archived. And this is a coat. We selected a pattern. Helga used a slightly different pattern, and she used beautiful naturally dyed fabric at the cuffs and at the collar, which you can't really see the collar, and eco printed wool for the body. It's really beautiful. We had another training very recently, and we all, in the Dirty Pot Club, we all printed together. So Tammy actually made a selection of berets, and these were all eco printed in the Dirty Pot. They're beautiful. And here's Becky's fabulous scarf. This was also done during a workshop. She felted the scarf first and then she printed it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And then this is a beautiful piece of silk with a brown band around the outside, and that's, you know, another club member's work. So I mean, I've just got a selection of work there that I wanted to share with you, because those are ladies that I asked could I share some images, and they were very happy. But I would never share images of people's work without asking them. So thank you very much, ladies, for letting me. And I think what I'll do now is I'm going to just go in and I will share my screen one more time so that I can actually share the sales page for the club. I have to say I'm a little bit tired now, so if I am not making any sense, you can just tell me, and by all means ask any questions. So I'm just going to go here. So this is the sales page. I just want to show it to you so that you can get a feel for what it is. So I'm very, very big about helping people avoid overwhelm, because there's so much information on the internet about eco printing. And if you don't have a good solid foundation, it's very, very difficult to progress. You may get some good prints, you may not get some good prints, but the issue is that if you don't have a solid foundation to start from, you won't be able to continue the process successfully and build a really good knowledge of the process. So I like to help people avoid overwhelm. I like them to see immediate results, and that would all happen in that first stage of the success path. I'm very keen on working in an environmentally mindful and health conscious way. And I want to help people become the textile artist that's inside them waiting to get out. You know, how many people are there who are very, very, very creative, but maybe, you know, have brought up a family, or they've helped care for a loved one or a parent, and they've had a busy job and they just haven't had time for themselves. Well, this is so fulfilling. I think you're in nature, you're gathering leaves. I wake up every day and I'm absolutely delighted to get up in the morning. So I think this is something that you can become the textile artist that you know is inside you if you follow the roadmap and build your skills, you know, build skills one on top of the other. And so what I really offer is a very simple approach and to give you extraordinary results. And I'm very keen on having a fun and vibrant community. So that's what I really, really love. The feedback that I get from club members, and also during the challenge week we've just had, is that there's great support. There's support from me, but there's fantastic support and feedback from the other participants. It's really, really great. And this is something that I'm very, very keen on, having a nice, vibrant community where we can all grow together. We help each other and we share things. It's a safe space. We don't talk about each other behind, you know, our backs afterwards. We look after each other. So there's a private group on Facebook. It is totally optional to join that, but people find that they make great friends, and they can ask questions and upload images, and I will give feedback and answer questions, but also other members will help. Then there are monthly Zoom coaching calls with me, Q&A calls, quarterly hands-on sessions when we'll all create together. And I'm going to scroll down so I just made a few notes here on this page. Who is it for? Obviously, if you're a total beginner, it's absolutely perfect. And sometimes people will say to me, well, I'm a beginner, should I start by myself first and then join the club or join something? Well, first off, if you haven't started, it's kind of the best time to join, because you will have that knowledge and the support of me and the support of the group right from the very beginning. And so you will have success immediately. And you might be an eco printer who's actually seeking to work more sustainably. Maybe you've already been using traditional powdered mordants and you want to start working without them. Another good reason to join. Maybe you've had a bad experience and you're very frustrated and you'd love to know how to get crisp and colorful prints. Again, I can help you there. And for people who are experienced dirty pot printers, as many people in the club now are, they've been learning with me for several years. Well, the reason that they're staying is not because they don't know how to print, but they are staying for the community and the friendship and the creative spirit and inspiration that we all share with each other. Then people who homeschool, or maybe teachers and educators. I do actually teach quite a lot of teachers and have done so over the years, because this is something you can bring into the classroom. Or if you're a parent and you are homeschooling, seeing the plants growing, watching the seasons change, learning which vegetation, which leaves will give you good prints, and being mindful of the environment is really important. And so this is really a lovely thing to do with your family. And then if you're a thrifter or an upcycler, well, I'm totally passionate about upcycling. So many of my clothes have, come from secondhand stores or they're hand-me-down, and I eco-print them. Now, having said that, that does not mean that I don't also buy some very beautiful fabric to eco-print, but I really love thrifting. I love reducing waste. I love transforming things, such as, I'll just add it to the stage again for a minute, such as that beautiful dress. So I love transforming things and giving them new life. I wonder, I'm not sure that you can still see my tab. Sorry, I'm going to have to just share that again. Sorry. It's easy, this is live, and sharing my screen is not something I do very often. Let's try again. Here we go. And obviously anybody and everybody with a love for nature, this is a wonderful process. And here are just a few little testimonials, people who have, learned with me. I'm not going to read these all out, but I will read Jessica's in the middle. Nicola's videos started us off on our journey, and my spouse and I are now starting to make a living from our eco-printed upcycled garments. Well, how fantastic is that? Many, many congratulations, Jessica. I think that's just absolutely fantastic. And it happens time and time again. People find their passion. They love, they love the eco printing, and off they go. Actually, Maria's testimonial is also really interesting. This is a recent testimonial. So she has now started teaching other people, and she's spreading the technique in Ecuador. And I think that's also fantastic. So I'll give you the link for this. So now the big thing is, how much does the Dirty Pot Club cost to join? So there are two options. There is a monthly subscription, and it's $49 a month, or you can choose to get 2 months free and pay an annual subscription, which is $490. Now, what I would say to you is, last year and the year before, as well as a membership club, a different membership club, the one that also included felt making but is wrapping up, so I can focus totally on eco printing. Those courses, the eco printing courses, ranged from $99 to $149, and they would be just a small portion of the videos that are in the library. Not too small a portion, because obviously each course had a very specific focus. But the courses would last anything from 1 week to a few weeks, several weeks. There would be content in your library. You would have access to a couple of live streams with me, and that would be it. And so for $99 or $149, you would have a much smaller amount of content and not regular feedback. The membership model is different. The membership model is where you have access to an extensive library of content and regular live streams each month, and feedback from me on an ongoing basis. So the $49 US per month means that if you were in the club for 3 months, you would have 3 months of access to loads and loads of content and feedback from me, as opposed to buying a course from me and having that just shorter period of time, a one-off thing. And I'm passionate about making sure I work with people who want to work with me. So there is a full unconditional 14-day money back guarantee. So if you join the Dirty Pot Club before the closing time of 8 p.m. PDT tomorrow, Monday the 22nd, if you join and you're not happy with the content, if you decide that it's not for you, and you let me know within 2 weeks, I will refund you the money. If you join as a monthly subscriber, you can stop at any time during the year before your next subscription is due. So if that's you and you're not sure, or you want to join for a few months, the monthly subscription is a great option. If you know you want to work with me for the period of a year or longer, the annual is the best value, because you get a couple of months free. But both options have a money back guarantee, and obviously I think both are good value. So I hope that has given you an insight and a look into the library. This video will be available as a replay, but I would love to answer questions if anybody has them. I'm going to have a quick look and drag over Instagram. Yeah, I can't see any questions. It's not possible for me to see the screen on Instagram. So I'm afraid if you have a question and you're watching this on Instagram, leave it afterwards when I upload the video to my feed. Please ask it there. But does anybody here have a question for me, or is that all fairly clear? I can't see any questions now. The link to the registration page is in the video description on YouTube, and it's on my Facebook page where I'm streaming this, and it's also up in my bio on Instagram. So if anybody is interested in looking into it, that's where you can do that. I hope I've answered all your questions. I really look forward to welcoming you if you decide you would like to join the club. And since there are no questions, I am going to say over and out. Thank you very much for your attention. Over and out from Clasheen in rural Ireland. And I really look forward to welcoming some of you to the club. Bye.